So, hi all. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on the time of the day you are joining me. I am analyst Ankur joining from New Delhi, and this time I'm bringing an interesting topic: vibe coding in practice. I used to track the software and digital product engineering space during my research days at the research firms, and currently I am also tracking this space at my house of analyst Ankur. So today I am joined by a very experienced developer, close to 12 years of experience. I will allow her to introduce herself on her own since she brings a lot of experience in the space. She has hands on worked on all the tools, starting with uh, the way simple programming was done in our undergrad schools. By the way, she is my undergrad super senior. So thanks, Deepti, for joining in. I give the mic to you to quickly introduce yourself, and then we would start the discussion.
Hi, Ankur. Thank you so much for inviting me over for this podcast. Hi, everyone. My name is Deepti, and I'm joining from San Jose, California. I currently work as a senior data engineer at a healthcare startup, Gift Health, and based out of Columbus, Ohio. And apart from that, there's an interesting fact. In April 2024, I got diagnosed with kidney failure, which brought in a lot of changes in my personal life as well as professional life and laid the foundation of where I am currently in my technical space. Apart from my role, I had also started learning AI on my own and built a couple of products using vibe code, and I'm going to portray one of them in and the challenges I had come across while using vibe coding for the first time.
Mhm,
Over
mhm.
to you, Ankur.
Yeah, Deepti, and maybe you can quickly throw some light on your professional experience before 2024 as well, like from the time you graduated since I believe 2011. So from that time, what all companies you have worked in, what kind of things have interested you in your professional space? So maybe our viewers would be interested in knowing that.
Sure. So when I graduated from NSIT in 2011, I worked for AC Nielsen in Bombay for close to 8 months. After that, I joined HSBC and worked there for close to 2 years. Then I moved to Accenture and eventually moved to US to do my MS in Business Analytics and Information Management. And between 2017 to 2024, I had worked for Google, Intuit, Hannah Anderson, Wayfair, and American Honda in US. And from the last 1 year, I have been more focused on the data engineering and the AI stuff.
Nice, nice. So the people, why I asked her to introduce the complete set of chronology is because this would help the people who would be listening and who aim to work at the Google and Intuits of the world. So in that space and spirit, Deepti is the person to go to. At the same time, while this is not the agenda for today, but this deeply intrigues me why she has moved from the Googles and Intuits of the world to data engineering and niche firms. There would definitely be certain reasoning behind it, but we would cover it some other day. Today, we have a very interesting case to discuss about vibe coding. So, during my research days, different service providers, so ranging from top tier providers like the TCS, Infosys, to even mid tier providers and the very niche providers, they used to bring in their collaterals and show the kind of gains that AI and Gen AI bring to the table. And then, as vibe coding has come in, we hear that the times have significantly reduced. And when I say significantly, this word significantly is generally used by CEOs, but I want to take a developer's note on it. I want to see what the developers have to say. Is it significantly significant or is it less significantly significant? So yeah, Deepti, over to you. A brief overview from you about the project, and you mentioned about whole of the kidney transplant thing. So is that the uh, is that because you started working on this project? So maybe you can start from there and tell us more.
Okay, so before I go deep dive into technical discussion, so actually the foundation of this project I'm going to talk about is actually my kidney failure. In April 2024, I was in the mid of my work day, attending meeting, doing my regular coding work, and then I started choking. So I was talking to my doctor on telehealth, and then she advised me to go to the ER and get myself checked up. She thought it might be some other reason, but she told me, okay, this is the nearest hospital to your place. Just go there. I just booked an Uber, went there, and after 4 hours of waiting, multiple tests and scans, a nephrologist came and told me upfront that my kidneys are not working, which was a surprise because I was like, I'm working fine. I came here on my own, and then they're telling my hemoglobin is 3.5. My kidneys are not working. How can they be so sure? And that triggered an idea in my mind. What if there is a system which can send me alerts that my kidney health is not working properly if there's an early detection system. We
Okay.
talk about early detection in different scenarios
Yeah.
and the that, but this is a scenario which is more realistic. And within the 10, I spent next 15 days in ER. They start put me on dialysis. Then after that I underwent transplant evaluation in multiple hospitals, and then was fortunate enough to got transplant on January 4th, 2025. That was a good start of the year. And during the entire time in the transplant, I was always curious. I If I can use my technical and data skill to build something that can help individuals like me, that they do not get a surprise of their life. And
Hmm.
I'm, I'm a part of a small group, Women in Data and AI. So they had this very small hackathon between like three teams. So I thought this is the right time I can build something, and now I am pretty much hands-on on vibe coding. Let's see if there's a data set that can help me and achieve my goal. So I came across this data set and started pouring in ideas around my mind. Okay, what can I build with data set? So instead of like having a meetings with the CEOs, business leaders, IT partner, which happens in the technical, in the real world, if I work in the corporate scenario like Google or American Honda, I started off with debating between ChatGPT and Claude. Okay, I have the couple of ideas in my mind to build a product around early detection of kidney disease. What is the best way to go forward it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What used to take like weeks of sprint to decide on the features, their priorities, and all that took like hardly 30 to 45 minutes. I got around 10 ideas from ChatGPT and Claude combined. I studied them carefully and think that from a patient perspective, uh, instead of the product manager or business perspective, I'm highlighting the business perspective because I was thinking from my own eyes, what is the most useful feature? I prioritized those and then started doing the vibe coding using combination of Cloud Code and Chat GPT to that. Okay, I want to build a product aimed at sensing the kidney disease earlier using this data set, and these are the screens I want in my final product. The MVP you guys are seeing right now. Help me develop. I
So,
was going here.
Deepti, we aren't seeing anything for now. If you are sharing the screen, maybe you can share the screen once again. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the screen. So if you look here, so there are a couple of features up here.
Yeah. Maybe
So
you can go a bit zoom in as well.
yeah. One
Yeah.
second. Now is it fine now?
Maybe we can go zoom in more.
One second. Let me do that. Is
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
okay
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
So I got these features like you can do a prediction by the single person enters his details and chooses a model.
So can we
And
quickly and maybe simply see what are the different, if I know it right, these are called as the attributes, right?
yes, these are the attributes or the features. Like first
Okay.
is the single what if feature. This is for the single patient entering his lab result information and using
Okay.
different machine learning algorithm to predict his probability of getting a
Mm-hmm.
kidney disease. And then there's an option that use patient uploads a series of data set, not the single data set, like maybe like his 10 years of history to see the pattern inside on how his kidney started deteriorating. And
Okay.
then since it's hosted on fast API, so I wanted something to track from the technical perspective if everything is working fine on the back end or not. And then since we have the AI everywhere, and as a patient, I often go back to ChatGPT to see that, okay, these are my lab results. What should be my next action steps in terms of my own care and like, or how other different people interpret my results. Like, how does my doctor interpret this? How does my dietitian interpret this to guide me for a better care plan? So
So maybe I missed in between. If I can see, if we go to single check, this is
yeah,
where we are inputting the data, right?
exactly.
Or
I here input.
is it some market standard that we are putting in? This
No,
is
it's
this is
just my
done.
own
Okay.
raw
Okay.
lab results. Like I'm putting in my age, my
Okay.
gender, my blood pressure information, creatinine
Okay.
information, and GFR information. These are actually the key markers of the kidney health. And using, I selected here random forest method, and then
Okay.
when I click on predict with selected model up here,
Okay.
I see the my models start to evaluate the data I had input and see that based on the data entered, my probability of getting kidney disease is 0.987, and this is a threshold being taken. And the next thing it generates is the shape explanatory feature, like what are the
Yeah. Okay.
key lab indicators which are contributing to this 0.987 probability, which is very
Got it.
high.
Okay. Okay. So according to it, gender is the most important parameter. Am I reading it right?
Yeah, but gender is something which is not under your control, so I can
Yeah.
neglect it.
Okay. Okay.
I will be more focused on my bun levels, my anemia flag, my CKD stage, or
Okay.
the other factors, other
Got
risk
it. So
factors.
here we
Those
have
are
put in the attributes. If we go to the top, I am just trying to summarize so that our viewers can understand it in much simpler manner, and maybe they can reach out to you if any one of them wants to take inspiration or wants to know how to build a similar thing, or maybe they want to use this model to check their to make a predictive maintenance system of their kidney system.
yeah.
So next is bulk check. I could understand this, that this is the system where, say, supposedly we need to put multiple results, multiple lab results together. So this is the place to put in. Then is the service logs, AI summary. What is digital twin?
So in digital twin, like as an engineer, we are always curious, like what if instead of these input parameters, I change them slightly. Let me
Okay,
say, for example, I increase my GFR by 12 points and reduce my blood pressure by -10 and -5, and see that what would be my new probability be of getting a
okay,
kidney disease. Because we are engineer, we are curious. We are like, okay,
okay.
what if I vary this? What should be the new one so that I can start working on improving my lab results. This is more like people do a lot of self-reflection and overthinking in their mind. So this
Okay,
is for choosing
got it.
individuals.
Got it. This is supposedly we are saying that this particular parameter was off. My BP is, and now I'm trying to regulate my BP. So once the BP is regulated, how much the kidney failure rate would change to.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, nice, nice. And what? So if we can maybe quickly see what is this all?
And there is a, do you want me to go through all of the tabs?
Not all of the tabs, but quickly, is there anything specific, more
Like,
interesting that to call out?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can call out the AI summary in the next steps. Like now I know my
Okay.
probability from the single check compare models. Then here I'm more concerned about what should be the next action steps or the care plan. That's my highest priority feature in this one. I know the I know what is going to happen to me, but how do I manage it? This is the question which as a patient I think every day. So here the LLM model interprets my lab results and start giving me recommendations and interpretations in terms of a medical analyst. What are the red flags we include in terms of a dietitian? Because when somebody is undergoing a kidney failure, managing diet and is the most crucial part, because that's something which is within your control. And then exercise coach, this is also very important even somebody is on dialysis or even post transplant, because you need to keep yourself moving if you are capable of that.
Hmm. Got it. Got it.
And in
So
terms of
okay.
a care coordinator, because a lot of the patients do not take care of themselves, they do not have the ability, they depend on someone else.
Okay. Okay. So this is for the person who is giving the care. Okay. Got it.
Yep.
So there's a quick thing that's coming to my mind because on the left there's a backend API URL that's written. So and you mentioned you are referencing certain LLM. So can you help the viewers quickly understand, like from a business standpoint, what's the cost associated with it? Is there any cost in accessing this API? And
Yes, there
yeah,
is a cost associated with it because let me go to this API. It's hosted on Render, so I think you can check. They have like this one is like have like a minimal plan. You can check the cost according to your usage. Like I've hosted this on Render website. That's one of the vendors for hosting the fast APIs. You can
okay.
see here, and I think it costs like since this one is like pretty small one, it does not cost much. But if you're building an enterprise grade platform or a product, it would be definitely a higher cost. So you need to check in their enterprise level plans because it all lot depends on the usage as well as
So
the
currently, is it part of the free plan, or is there
no,
certain
it's
cost?
not.
Okay, certain cost is
It,
associated.
it's just a certain cost, and same is the case with the LLM model being used here. So I'm using open router as the wrapper to call out the models. Even that has a cost associated with it. And even like if you go to the service and logs, so I'm hosting this entire data, whatever the entries are being made, or even my data used for training in powered Postgres database. Even that has a certain cost associated with that. For the neons, I was fortunate enough, like they reached out to me and they told me that they can offer me up to 5,000 credits for certain period of a time, free of cost.
Okay,
So
and they help you in they basically help you in training the data, right?
help me in providing the backend database for that. That's entire because
Okay.
whenever you're building a data product, storing the data is the key challenge.
So where are you getting the data from? Is it from Kaggle?
It's from Kaggle and some healthcare websites.
Okay, so very quick question for our viewers. Supposedly someone gets excited and wants to build a similar product and reaches out to you. So one, how much time it would take for if they are targeting a POC for 100 users? Okay,
Okay.
for 100 users, they are targeting this POC and they want to build it. The geography would be India. I'm just mentioning the geography. I am not very sure if the cost would be different in, say, US
It,
versus
it,
India.
it, 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 it's actually different because different providers have different plans suitable for
Okay.
India, different plans suitable for US. Like if you take the case of the LLM model, instead of open router, if I had gone to the chat GPT in US, currently I pay $20 per month. But in US, in India, I know the cost is around 500 rupees for the premium plan I'm enrolled in.
Hmm.
The cost of a lot of these vendors depends a lot on the geography as well.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So you mentioned a bit on the cost side. How much time it would take for, say, building for 100 users, or can this similar system which you have built, can this work for 100 users as well? Like 100 users, I'm thinking would upload at least 10 lab reports of theirs. So uh, in that sport and spirit, would it be
Yeah,
feasible? Yeah.
yeah, this is scalable for 100 users. And to answer your question, to build it out, I would like to assess that by breaking down the problem. What is the problem you're trying to solve, and what is the final product vision you have in the mind? It depends on that one. For this one, at least even like coming to the final thing in my head, like, okay, I want a product which has these features, attributes in the mind. Even that itself took like a 1 hour after going back and forth between ChatGPT and Claude and thinking aloud on my mind. Uh, Even getting that clarity took like an hour. And after that, I started coding the screen by screen using the vibe coding. That did not generating the code did not took much time for these LLM models, but the more effort came from my side on testing the output generated by the LLM model because I did not had the QA in place because I was working on this on my own. So I had to check every use case and what possible scenarios my code can break in. Can it handle all the ambiguous and non-defined situations? Am I neglecting anything which can come up in the future? Like you mentioned the case, if is this product suitable for 100 users? So I was
Yeah.
like thinking aloud, is it scalable enough? Or what if in digital, what if somebody enters a value like ABC? Is it designed for those cases as
Okay.
well?
Okay.
I'm literally here trying to type an ABC, not numeric. Is it
Okay.
enough to handle the data quality issues? Or what if I don't enter anything? Are my buttons like run single what if or run grid sweep, they are working fine or not as expected behavior? Because
Got
the
it.
key challenge with the vibe coding comes in, not do not trust the code blindly and deploy it on the production. Do the enough testing to make sure that it's working. I see my development effort got reduced, to be honest, because this entire thing got created in 12 hours. I spent 2 hours in coding, 1 hour in the coming up with the final vision of the product I want. But majority of my time went in testing different use cases, coming up with all the ambiguous situations, and making sure that it's not breaking in any time.
Yeah, yeah. I am able to understand it. You have explained it pretty well. So this was the time we had for today, and we could understand it really well. We had three questions to answer. You have answered these. I will try to summarize these. So first was where is vibe coding helpful? You mentioned you could save costs, but major of the help is coming in building the MVP, like taking the product from the mind till the MVP stage, and then the code that is generated needs to be validated. So this is the place where uh, it can fail. You are not saying it is failing, but it can fail and it cannot directly go into production. Finally, in terms of cost savings, it is very subjective in nature for the people who are hearing us. You can reach out to her, you can directly talk to her about the number of hours it takes. You can reach out to me, and maybe we can discuss more in terms of what are your specific specifications, use cases, number of users, and maybe 20,000 parameters, all the things that are there in your mind's neural network, right? So those things can be discussed, right? But yeah, vibe coding in practice, does it actually cut costs? Yes, it does. How much? It is subjective. Is it helpful? Yes, it is helpful to a certain extent, and it is where it fails. So I don't think it failed for Deepti's case, but she has been single-handedly doing the work. Um, and as she mentioned, had there been a QA, it would have been helpful. So any QAs who would be willing to intern with her, support her in a project, do reach out to her. She would be most interested in talking to them and knowing them, and maybe getting some more interesting ideas into this project. Um, so this was for today. Um, we would get back with another session for House of Analyst Ankur. I track the IT, engineering, and SaaS world. I track it from the lens of enterprises, service providers, and all the SaaS companies. People reach out to me whenever they are looking for any kind of solutions. Solutions not in terms of the direct products, but solutions to accelerate their sales. Solutions to accelerate um, wins and basically reduce any kind of bottlenecks. I have couple of reports handy which talk about what are the enterprise engineering needs for some of the Indian auto ancillary enterprises such as Motherson Group, such as Uno Minda, such as GNA Axles. Many more of these custom research are coming up. You can reach out to me at House of Analyst Ankut. Till then, bye bye, take care, and thanks Deepti for your time. Maybe if we get another chance, we would talk on any other project as well that they would deem fit for our audience. And do reach out to Deepti for any kind of questions, clarifications, or future projects. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.